All right, hey everyone. This is my Gary Hunt video that I was going to make before I ran across that email option. But this is his picture, I believe. He runs a blog called Outpost of Freedom. This is his mailing address. Maybe I should put that in red text. I think I usually do, right? So that's his mailing address. I'm gonna stick a letter in the mail to him today. And then what else do we got? This is his blog, outpostoffreedom.com, outpost-of-freedom.com. This is the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department where he's currently being held. This is all the information. He's Gary Hunt. His number is 512-5115. He's male, 6'1", 205 pounds. Sacramento County Main Jail. Housing location 5W301B. That's his mailing address, which was on the other screen. He got booked on March the 30th at 3:20 p.m. United States Marshal. He's ineligible for bail. Okay. Also notice right out here, it says email this inmate. And that's the process that I followed before, but it looks like you can only email him once a day. So if you guys want to email him, take advantage of that. Here's an article about him that I want to read out loud. If it'll fit on the screen here. Let me move this over. All right, let's read this about Gary Hunt. California man who refused to remove blog post outing FBI informants arrested March the 30th, 2017 by Doug Knowles. By Maxine Bernstein, the Oregonian, Oregon Live. Updated March 30th, 2017 at 6:45. Federal authorities have arrested California resident Gary Hunt after he failed to show up in U.S. District Judge Anna J. Brown's courtroom this month to explain why he shouldn't be held in civil contempt for not removing his blog information about informants the FBI used in its investigation of the occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. Hunt, taken into custody in Northern California Thursday on a warrant issued by Brown, is expected to be transferred to a federal court in Oregon, soon to attend what's called a show cause hearing before the judge. The judge, in an order unsealed after Hunt's arrest, wrote that it was necessary to issue a warrant for Hunt's arrest in order to bring him before this court for his failure to appear at the show cause hearing and to adjudicate civil contempt hearings as to the government's allegations that he violated a court's protective order. The presence of 9 informants on the Eastern Oregon refuge during the 41-day occupation last winter, as well as 6 other informants who worked on the case for the FBI, was revealed during testimony during the first trial of occupation leaders. Hunt, according to prosecutors, apparently got hold of the FBI reports on the confidential informants that prosecutors gave to defense attorneys as part of their sharing of discovery evidence before trial. The court ordered the reports not to be shared with others. Occupation leader Almond Bundy and 6 others were acquitted of conspiracy and other charges after a 5-week trial that ended October the 27th. 11 have pleaded guilty to felony charges, and another 3 have pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor trespass charge. 4 other defendants were convicted of felony and misdemeanor charges after a recent 10-day jury trial followed by a bench trial before Brown. Hunt was a member of the advisory board for Operation Mutual Defense, a network of militias and supporters founded by Ryan Payne, one of the refuge occupations organizers. The board was involved in early talks on how to help Harney County ranchers Dwight Hammond Jr. and son Stephen Hammond, who were scheduled to return to federal prison on January 4, 2016 for setting fire to public land. Bundy and others frequently cited protest over the Hammonds' treatment by the federal government as one of the reasons for seizing the refuge on January the 2nd. The advisory board ultimately voted not to support any action in Burns without the Hammonds' invitation, but Hunt ended up visiting the refuge during the takeover. He went to Burns on January the 24th, checked into a Silver Spur motel, and drove out to the refuge. On the evening of January 26th, after state police shot and killed occupation spokesman Robert Lavoy Finicum at a roadblock, Hunt put out a call for supporters to go to the refuge, but retracted it by the next day, he said. Hunt, who lives in Northern California, has argued that the court's protective order didn't apply to him since he was never one of the defendants in the federal conspiracy case. He also argued that since his blog has been shared by others, it would be nearly impossible to remove all the materials he's posted from the internet. Hunt also contends that since the federal government identified one of the informants during the first trial, Mark McConnell, any privilege of confidentiality masking the other informant's names is lost. There was no objection when the government exposed Mark McConnell. There was no objection when Terry Linnell exposed her role as an informant. There was no objection when the diligence of the defense exposed Fabio Minoggio. Hunt wrote in one of his online articles, "For at that instant in time, as each was exposed, the informant's privilege ceased to exist." In his blog called Burns Chronicles on his Outpost of Freedom website, Hunt has quoted from FBI reports on the agency's 15 informants during the occupation. The 130 reports, spanning 246 pages, were subject to a protective order, and each page contains the printed words "dissemination limited by court order." FBI agent Ronnie Walker wrote in an affidavit attached to one of the prosecutor's court filing. The judge granted prosecutors' request for an arrest warrant on March the 10th when Hunt was ordered to come before Brown to be heard and didn't show or contact the court. The judge kept the order sealed until Hunt was taken into custody. Throughout this case and in the factually related matters that took place in Bunkerville, Nevada in April 2014 that are the subject of ongoing criminal proceedings in the District of Nevada, there have been instances of individuals avoiding the execution of court orders and/or arrest by engaging in armed confrontations with law enforcement. The court issues under seal this order and the warrant for Hunt's arrest in an effort to permit the orderly execution of the arrest warrant, Brown wrote. No date has been set for a hearing in federal court in Oregon. Maxine Bernstein, mbernstein at Oregonian.com, 503-221-8212 at Max Oregonian. All right, well, that's the article. Here's his address if you want to write him a letter. I am going to put a letter in the mail tonight. It'll go out tomorrow. I want to know what he's got to say, how we can help. It's getting overwhelming. And I don't understand how judges in Oregon can write an arrest warrant for somebody in California. It's freedom of the press, and people, it reminds me of Paul Hansen when SWAT team showed up at his house in Nebraska, I think, and took him to Florida. I mean, any judge anywhere in the United States can just write an arrest warrant, and SWAT team shows up at your house and arrest you with, military assault rifles staring at your head. Absolutely insanity going on in this country, and now is the time that to reveal the hearts of men. You better get it in your heart. You better get it in your mind. You better make your decisions right now how you're going to act when they come for you.